coefficient.
Mhm.
Do you know the degree of this? Or can you
Is
tell me the
it
degree?
is it 7?
It is 7. And is leading coefficient positive or negative?
Positive.
It's positive. Okay. So in this case, it's odd, which means it starts low and ends high. And so your answer here is correct. There are actually 4 graphs to know based on the degree and the leading coefficient. Did you
Mhm.
get a reference sheet in class, or do you want me to draw the 4 of them? What would you like?
Could you draw the 4 of them?
Sure.
Thank you.
So we kind of the first usually I start with the even one. If it's even, it either starts high and ends high, or starts low and ends low. This is for a positive leading coefficient, and this one's for a negative leading coefficient.
Okay.
Okay. And in terms of like the end behavior here, I guess I can write that in here, but um, to the right here is infinity, to the left is infinity, to the left here is negative infinity, to the right here is positive infinity. Do you
Mhm.
need help writing those, or is that
I get that part.
okay? So then the other 2 graphs, and I just graphed one of them, is starts low and ends high, starts high and ends low. This is for odd, odd, okay. And then a greater than 0, a less than 0. These are the leading coefficients, positive and then negative. So you have to know those 4 graphs.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, any questions?
No.
Okay, so now we can go to number 2. See what number 2 says. All right, use the rational root theorem to list all possible rational roots of the polynomial equation. So you focus on, there's this thing called P and Q. P is 1 because there's the number in front of x squared is 1. Q is 9. So you're supposed to actually write all the factors of each of them. So
Mhm.
for Q, it's 1, 3, and 9. For P is 1. And then you end up dividing here. But because P is only got the 1, that's where these numbers come in. It's always plus or minus 1. It's really 1 over 1, which is 1, 3 over 1, which is 3, 9 over 1, which is 9. And then you always put this plus or minus in front.
Oh,
So
okay.
your answers are correct there. All right. Is that okay before we move on to
Yeah.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
So for 3 here, this problem is testing your knowledge of roots that come in what are called conjugate pairs. So square roots always come in conjugate pairs. There's also the square root of 5. Okay. And then
Mhm.
3, 4i, and minus 4i.
Okay, okay. So the degree would be 5?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, perfect.
All right. And I'm always happy to make one up like these if needed. This one says to factor the polynomial completely. Because it's multiple choice, what you could do is expand this. Um, expand the ones that you think are right. This is a difference of squares.
Mhm.
You know what I mean by that, or is that
Yeah, that
foreign?
makes sense.
Okay. Um, so like this becomes 9a squared minus 5, 9a squared plus 5.
Mhm.
All right. Any questions on that previous one before we move on? 5?
No.
Okay. So the roots come from setting the factors equal to 0.
Mhm.
So the one on the left should be the easier one to solve. What does that become?
Oh, x equals 8.
X equals 8. There you go. Now, the one on the right here, you move the 121 to the other side, but it's negative. And then when you take a square root of both sides, it's plus or minus the square root of negative 121.
Mm-hmm.
You remember how to reduce that? The square root of negative 121?
That's like 121i, right? Oh.
Well, there's two parts. There's the square root of negative 1.
Mm-hmm.
That part becomes I. What about the square root of 121?
Um, I don't know.
11.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. So it becomes plus or minus 11i, and that's what goes in the second box here.
Okay.
Any more questions on that before we proceed?
No.
All right. So for number 6, the way to do number 6 is probably best to use synthetic division. Did you guys cover that in class at some point?
Yeah.
So 7 is what goes kind of over here to the left. The reason it's 7, it's whatever x minus 7 equals 0 becomes, and then you write the coefficients like this. Now you bring the 1 down,
Mm-hmm.
and then you multiply times 7. 4 times 7 is 28, and then you add to get.
Mm-hmm. So the
So
remainder would
that
be
is
8.
that last number is the remainder, yes.
Okay.
So I'm not the 50 seems really off. I mean, I don't know if you just put that number in there, but um just double
I
check.
don't know how I got that.
Okay.
Wait, is it a -7? Or
No, I mean, maybe if you did put -7 in there, that's how you would get it. Yeah, that is how you got it. So it's whatever you get when you solve for x.
okay.
That's how you got it. Any questions on that?
No.
All right. All right, so number 7 is it's actually a grouping problem. So if we write we rewrite the first two terms here, what is common to both of them?
Um, they both have x's in them.
X cubes.
X cubed.
So what would go inside parentheses when you factor it out?
4x minus 1.
Good. And then the next thing to do is to write 4x minus 1 here off to the side.
Okay, wait, let me close my window really quick.
Sure.
Sorry, the air just came on.
right, so then you figure out what goes in parentheses or what goes outside the parentheses such that when you multiply in, you get back to the previous line here.
8. Oh,
Eight
wait,
would
-8.
-8. Good. So that becomes so now these both have a 4x minus 1 in them, so you factor that out, and you're left with x cubed minus 8, which is the first answer, but probably not um
Okay, wait. Give me 1 second to write that down really
sure.
quick. Okay, I'm good.
All right, so now we're not done though. Like it looks like it's a, but a is actually wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The x cubed minus 8 is a difference of cubes. Do you remember that formula at all?
Um.
I'm writing it down now in case you don't have it. There's both sum and difference of cubes that you might need.
Mm-hmm.
So your A is x and your B is 2. So can you follow the pattern here to see what you would write for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we just do the numbers
It's
or like?
there's a letter here. A is x and B is 2.
Oh, okay.
So you should have something like this: x minus 2, x squared plus 2x plus 4.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, and that replaces the x cubed minus 8. So you still have the 4x minus 1 and then these terms here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just all of this other stuff, with it. All right, so that would be the final answer.
Okay, wait. One. Oh, okay.
Um, okay to move on to number 8?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Okay,
Actually, wait 1 second.
sure.
Can you scroll down a tiny bit?
Sure.
Okay, we can move on.
All right, so number 8 here, the question is asking you to determine the degree of the polynomial. So one of those that we graphed earlier, it starts high and ends low, which means it's odd.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the drop downs are.
It's
Um,
even or odd on the
right.
first one.
And so there's two odds. There's the one where it starts low and ends high. The first one is for a negative leading coefficient, and then this is for a positive
It's a
leading coefficient.
negative odd.
So sorry. This one is the one on the left here is negative. Yours is negative. I was about to write the wrong answer for you. I get a negative review on Google from all right. Is that clear? I mean, it's kind of you could get, I mean, another variation on this, but you got to know those four graphs we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I wrote those down.
All right. Is x equals -4 a zero of the function? So the way to answer that is to use synthetic division. So will you try synthetic division here? My guess is you will get a zero at the end, which is a root. But will you try that for us, please?
Yeah. Okay, I have um 1, 1, -2, and 0.
Very good. Okay. So so it is a root. When you ever get a remainder of zero, you would say yes, it is, or it is a root. The the original one is a cubic, so now it reduces to a quadratic, x squared plus x minus 2. Um, do you want to try factoring this?
Um,
Two numbers that multiply to -2 but add to +1.
um, oh, -1 and 2.
Okay, so x minus 1, x plus 2. And then you pair that with the -4 goes with x plus 4. And so answer the question. Sometimes you get the answer, you're like, how do I even enter this thing? Let's show you that here. So x plus 4, x plus 2, x minus 1. Is that okay?
Okay, wait, I'm just confused where you got the x plus 4 from.
So when you
Oh,
said x
okay,
plus
okay,
4 equals
okay.
0, it comes from the one that was given.
Okay, okay. That makes sense.
All right, number 10 here. Says write a polynomial function standard form of least degree that has rational coefficients. A leading coefficient of 1 and 0 is 3 and 3i. The 3 and 3i, but that means it's also minus 3i. They always come in what's called conjugate pairs.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like this: x minus 3, x minus 3i, x minus a minus 3i. So it's always x minus the 0 or the root.
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes x minus 3i, x plus 3i, and then you have to FOIL. Now you want to FOIL the second one here. So have you been doing this in class? Does this look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to try foiling this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got x squared minus 9i. Would it be 9i squared?
I squared. And then
Yeah.
I squared is -1, so it becomes x squared plus 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bring this x minus 3 down. And now you have to FOIL again.
Okay.
So give that a try, please.
Okay, I got, well, and like simplified, I got x cubed plus 6x minus 27.
So you're missing some terms here. So like I agree, the x times the x squared is x cubed. X times the 9 is 9x. But then you have -3 times x squared. And then you have -3 times the 9.
Oh.
You can't leave those out.
Mm-hmm.
So then in terms of how to answer it, it was 3 here because there's already the negative, 9x, and then 27 because it's already got the negative.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Any questions on that?
No.
All right. Okay. So it says write a cubic function whose graph passes through the given points. So the first thing that you have to tell me are the zeros. What x coordinates does it pass through
It
on the
passes
x?
through -2, 3, and 1.
Okay. And so the way you write this is x minus a -2, x minus 1, and x minus 3.
Yeah. I just flip the signs when I write it down.
That's fine. Yeah, the however you get there. And then you have to FOIL one of them or two of them, your pick. I guess I would tell you to FOIL these maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you have to multiply by the other. So there's one more thing to do, but I'll have you once you FOIL this for us, or not FOIL now, you have to multiply x times each of these and 2 times each of these. Will you give that a try, please?
Okay, yeah. Okay. I got x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6.
That is correct. Now, the oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. We didn't have to do all that. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but
It's
I didn't see.
practice. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So you have x plus 2, x minus 1, x minus 3 in here. Now, we still have to figure out this number in front. To
Mhm.
do that, let me actually grab this right here. So there's really an a in front.
Mhm.
And so we're going to use this y-intercept of 0, 2. So that means f of x is 2, 0 plus 2, 0 minus 1, 0 minus 3. And
Oh.
that's how you solve for a. So this becomes 2 times -1 times -3, which ends up being 6. So you have 2 equals a times 6. And then you divide everything by 6. And you get a is 1 divided by 3, 1/3. So that is what goes in that first box up here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Any
Okay.
questions on that?
No, we can move on to my next one. I have a
Okay.
homework assignment.
Sounds good. Sounds like you'll need to share your screen again. So just do that whenever you're ready, and then I'll grab some more snips or whatever is needed.
Okay, perfect. Okay, wait, sorry. I opened the wrong assignment.
That's okay. Good chunk of time left. Still get some stuff done.
Okay, I kind of have a question with this one. It's
I'm
one
still not.
problem.
I'm still not seeing your screen. So
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm sharing it right now. But
yeah, there it
can you
is.
see it?
Yep. This is a
I
perfect square trinomial. Go ahead.
like I just don't know what to do with this problem.
Okay. Do you want me to talk you through it or do you want me to like grab a snip?
Here,
That's
you could like grab a snip because this is like the only one from this
okay.
like thing.
All right. Let me quickly share my screen here. This is, as I was saying, this is a what's called a perfect square trinomial. And
Mm-hmm.
it's helpful if you know that. If you don't know that, you try factoring it by finding two numbers that multiply to 25 but not to 10. But
Mm-hmm.
you'll find that it's 5 and 5. And so the perfect square trinomial has the form of c plus 5 squared. Uh, the other way to do it is you take the square root of the first term, c, square root of the last term, 5, multiply them together, 5c, and then double it, 10c to get the middle term. And that's how you know that it's a perfect square trinomial. But more generally, it's two numbers that multiply to the last but add to the middle.
Oh, okay, okay. Hmm. Okay, wait. Can we work through this one problem together? I'm about to show it.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Do you want so this problem can be done using synthetic division.
Mm-hmm.
It's a computer, so it won't know, but I'm happy to do either. Do you want us to do long division or do you want us to do synthetic division?
Um, can we do long division? Because I kind of forgot how to do that.
Okay, so x plus 2 goes outside the house, and then we've got to kind of rewrite this top number. It's really minus 5x squared plus 0x plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what you're trying to figure out is what do you multiply x by to get minus 5x squared? If you're not sure, you take minus 5x squared and divide it by x, and you get minus 5x.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you put that in the x column here. Then you multiply minus 5x by each of these others over here. So you get minus 5x squared minus 10x, and then you change the signs. Change the signs.
Mm.
So plus and plus. This becomes 10x. Then you bring this 1 down. And then you do the same thing. You figure out what do you multiply x by to get 10x. And if you're really stuck, you take 10x and divide it by x to get 10. And then you do the same thing. You take this 10 on the top and multiply it by each of these. You get 10x plus 20. And then you change the signs again. Change the signs. And then when you add that up, you get minus 19. minus 19 is your remainder. That's not actually what you want. Your quotient is up here. That is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Any questions on that?
Um, wait, it said it was wrong.
Minus 5x plus 10.
Negative 5x plus 10, yeah.
There sometimes is other ways that they want you to write it. This one's pretty specific though. That becomes 10x, and then 10x. I mean, I don't know if it wants to, like sometimes you can click on like view an example and you'll see what it wants for the final answer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just, like I mentioned, we can do synthetic division here. Let me see if that makes any difference at all. Minus 5, 10, 10, minus 20, and 19. I mean, it's still minus 5x plus 10. Sometimes they want you to add in the remainder over the divisor.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Maybe. So be plus
Minus
19.
minus 19, sorry, minus 19.
Oh, minus 19 over
Yeah.
x plus 2. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, that was right.
I knew that.
Um, um, I think that's all that I needed help with.
Excellent. All right. Well, good job.